Hi, everybody, and welcome to the final part of Beneath a Steel Sky. I'm Hanu, and joining me, as always.
Yeah, it's me. And all this time I thought it was beneath the steel sky.
That wouldn't be too bad. It's just a change from an indefinite to a definite article. But yes, we made it to the subway station, and there's the pumpy vein.
What's so pumpy about it?
It's pumping something. I don't know, maybe not blood.
It's warm and throbbing with a tough skin. That thing's alive! I wonder what it is.
Well, it just says vein. What are you, stupid?
I think he reads the text. That's there for us, not him.
Yeah, I don't know.
The outer skin is stretched and weakened.
You gotta really wonder, like, is he literally talking to the player, or if he's just thinking out loud?
The skin's too tough to tear with my fingers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the plaster. We have to get the plaster first.
I've exposed the bricks beneath the plaster. The mortar holding those bricks has crumbled away.
Yeah, I think that's some pretty bad masonry. If it was just some mortar layered atop it that was holding it together. Well, who am I to say? I don't work in construction. Okay. Time to stab it.
It's penetrated the outer skin.
And time to get violent.
Ugh! I made a hole right through the vein.
And now you may all go vomit.
Yeah, this really is kind of creepy, but it's also kind of cool. I liked that in the 90s they had the balls to do this kind of stuff in games. There's the medical droid. And more veins. As if this place wasn't disturbing enough.
Oh, nonsense. I mean, this whole game's disturbing.
Yeah. Kind of has that... It has that kind of, because it's a sort of
he
a...
just completely canceled out his dialogue there.
No, he doesn't have any dialogue, it's just text over there. Which
Oh,
is...
lame.
Yeah. It's just something that they forgot. It's we have discussed before about the issues with the voice acting in this game.
Yeah, but at least we get to hear Hanu's famous voice acting once.
Oh yeah, because, yeah, forgot I did that.
Pulling the handle has loosened the grill.
Yeah, in the card room. In the card
Yeah,
room.
that was some weak acting right there. Pulling the handle has loosened the grill.
Yeah, it's kind of being done for the audience's convenience, but it's I like it. I personally kind of like it that he's sort of talking to the player and kind of confirming what's going on. But I think it works even better with the Broken Sword games because the Broken Sword games they have George has this sort of an internal narrative, like a past tense narration going on, and I always liked that myself.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's recharging itself at the power supply. The slot gives access to an expansion port.
Alright, and because we've been without him for so long, it's time to bring Joey back to life.
In his second worst form.
How do you feel, Joe?
I'm completely operational, and all my circuits are functioning perfectly.
That's a relief. Is there any immediate danger?
If your presence here is detected, termination is more than likely. Negative.
What about the guy in the tank room?
Negative. The technician is an android. I advise you to avoid contact with it.
Are you really the Joey I grew up with? You don't sound like him.
That is unavoidable. My shell has a limited syntactic processor.
Oh well. At least you're not so argumentative.
Is argumentative a word?
I believe it is, but I could be wrong. I was about to say something. Yeah, I better say before we go into that room. Because last time I actually forgot to do something and we died. I do remember that. The first time when we were trying to beat this game.
Please be more specific.
I want a detailed report on everything. Especially that android.
The android could be dangerous.
Exactly. I don't want to risk my neck.
Oh yeah, what I was saying that there were a couple of lines of spoken dialogue that were missing there. Oh, let's go to and let's go to the window to see if Joey has already checked the room. He does it pretty quickly though, so I suppose he's already done.
It's probably...
He's efficient, man.
Yeah, well, he's still there. Oh yeah, now I do remember what I forgot to do. I forgot to tell Joey to put the tap on last time, and we actually died.
Yes. Don't worry. Manu has learned from his humiliating defeat.
Whoa! How did he come out of there? Oh, I guess he was passing through the door at the same time when I was going in.
Give me a report on the tank room.
The growth tanks contain developing androids. Nourishment is supplied from a tank. The temperature is maintained by convection from an underground source.
Alright, and now let's ask him to...
Access to the growth tanks is not possible.
Oh, I forgot. Nutrient tank, that's the
The
one.
tank contains chemicals on which the androids feed.
So, without it they'd die?
Affirmative.
Is there a way of draining the tank?
Manual evacuation is achieved by opening a tap.
Okay,
That will distract the android technician.
now we gotta wait for the dripping sound to begin. But this is kind of a part where it's very easy to die, and it's kind of a trial and error thing. So you go in the first time, you get killed, and then you start figuring out, oh, how to avoid that guy.
How appropriate.
Yeah. It's more so because that vent place was, yeah, the tripping sound already began, but it's kind of in the background, so it's kind of easy to ignore or miss, or you don't even necessarily know why that room is there. So what were you about to say?
But it kind of reminds me of that final boss in season 1 of Salmon Max, where you just kind of get stuck in an endless loop.
Oh yeah,
Don't know what you're doing.
that's a kind of a go-around in games where they don't want to kill off the player, but this was still the era where that was kind of the norm for these kinds of games.
You could... Did you remember to cut a hole?
No, we only had to pull the lever.
Hello! I was not expecting a visitor. A puddle? The tank must be leaking.
Humans 1, androids 0.
So we did miss a nice conversation.
Yeah, because that's one unfortunate thing, because in that conversation, if we would have gone here, he would have told us what he was doing before he killed us, which is kind of a ironic thing. They were basically like breeding androids to replace the human population, and I think there was also something about making them sterile, so that they would slowly all die out.
Sterile.
Yeah.
The casing is thin, but there's a weird fetus thing floating in it. Whoever said babies were cute?
Don't worry, Hanu's doing a reenactment
There's
of our
a
deleted
weird
conversation.
fetus thing floating in it. Whoever said babies...
Oh.
Aren't you? That's your next live action video, you're gonna reenact it, using your new effect to have two of you on screen at once.
There's a rubbery man in there.
Probably.
So that's how androids are created.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you gotta give the viewer what he wants.
Okay, let's see. Oh yeah,
So
I think.
let's push colorful buttons.
Yeah, we do
It's
need.
displaying
Yeah, we do need to press some buttons, I think. Oh no,
So
wait.
we don't hit it with the wrench.
Sadly, no, but wait a minute. Terminal is, oh, yeah, okay. Open door. Yes, this is all we needed to do now.
You know what would have been cool? If you could actually use those buttons with the number pad. That would have been pretty interactive.
You've saved me the bother of coming to find you.
Oh, yeah.
I should have guessed you were part of all this. Why do you think Reich had to die when he tried to kill you? Or that meddling girl who tried to help you escape? LINC needs you alive, Overman. That's why it planned this family reunion.
Get out while you can, Rob.
Stop! Tell me what you want from me! You won't be needing this robot where you're going.
And Joey's dead
Poor
again.
Joey didn't last long in that shell. I'll take his board as a memento.
I haven't tried it, but I should maybe try it with the number pads, actually.
I don't think it'll do anything.
Aha! Another ID card from my collection.
Alright. So this guy was Gallagher. He's the weird guy that we talked outside of the Gilbert's apartment, and he was also playing cards with the nightclub owner. So he's basically...
No, you don't hit the monitor with a brick. That's not how you get into a computer.
Was I hovering over the brick?
Yeah.
Okay, let me try this for a second. Status report. Ah, no, it doesn't work.
Darn, I didn't think it would.
Yeah. They call it it's called a point-and-click adventure game for a reason. But let's use Gallagher's card and go to LINC space.
Don't cry.
Oh no, my nose is just runny.
With tears.
No, I have to ride my bike 7 miles in rain, so that's why.
Gotta invest in a moped, man.
Ah, heck no. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. I can't blind him. That's good. I always keep forgetting, like, what's the stuff that I have, here. But we use this was, Divine Wrath. Yes, we used that on the Crusader program.
You know, Crusaders were kind of the cops in history, and now we've made them the bad guy in video game lore.
Yeah, that's
Aren't
right.
they?
Okay, and now we have to disconnect, and we have to use, I think, Anita's card? Yeah, I think it's Anita's card, because, that's what we use to get the, No, wait a minute.
Really want to use that brick, don't you?
The brick doesn't have any other uses, unfortunately. But I'm trying to remember right now who has the tuning fork. Is it Reich or Anita? Yeah, oh yeah. Oscillator. She has an oscillator, but the tuning fork, basically. That's what we need to break the crystal.
Well, that's repetitive.
So I think it's only Reich who doesn't have blind. That's why we couldn't get past here as Reich, or with Reich's card.
I don't see why you can't just copy from one to the other.
We lack the technology to do that. In this future where VHS tapes still exist.
I think VHS will make a comeback when people realize they can't skip ads as well on DVDs.
Oh yeah. Can we get some info on this?
Ew. Use this green text. That's so hard to read.
Yeah, it is. Even I have to kind of squint to look at it, basically. Okay, squat down a little bit because the window's so small on my end. But anyway, now we have that. We can use it to infect the android tissue that's growing in the room. We haven't gone there yet, but in the next room where Gallagher came out of. And we're going to get to resurrect Joey again.
I hate this form of Joey.
What did you say?
I hate this form of Joey.
The final form?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He is kind of lame. let's use this on the console. Oh, wait a minute.
This part would have been much more interesting when I didn't know what it
The virus has caused
was.
the program to crash.
Yeah, this is the tank.
There are strands of tissue suspended in this tank.
Ew, don't blow your
the
nose and
liquid
throw
in
it
the
in a
tank has
fishbowl.
burned my hand.
Oh.
Why did you burn his hand?
They're swimming in some liquid that's not... I guess it's hot to keep it, the tissue alive.
Like chemicals, dude.
Yeah, probably. And then
You
we
don't
have
touch,
to...
not supposed to touch chemicals, you know that?
Yeah. I misclicked.
The tissue is frozen now.
So now it won't go bad. What's this?
Whatever's in there is extremely cold.
Might be
Put the break in there.
Nitrogen.
Could be liquid nitrogen. Could be
I've
the
seen
stuff that they
nit-
used to make Mr. Freeze.
I've seen liquid nitrogen in action. You can touch it if it's only for a split second.
Oh yeah, they have... At my university, they always have, like, demonstrations from, like, the science department. They're always doing shit with, liquid nitrogen.
I saw one of those, actually. They inflated it, they, like, froze a hot dog in a glove, tried to convince us it was a finger. They hit it with a hammer.
Okay, I think it was the middle one, but in case I'm wrong, let's just save the game to be on the safe side.
You have saved it before you put it in there.
I saved it after I put it in there, but I can take it out. Wait a minute. Download character data. Oh yeah, this is the funny part. 849,039 megabytes.
Yeah, this is before they abandoned the measuring in gigabytes because they said it wasn't accurate enough, I guess. And again, we don't use the metric system, we use a much more hard method here, so I don't know.
How do you feel, Joey?
I'm not entirely sure, sir. I feel soft and curiously vulnerable.
That's because you're practically human.
And this feeling of insecurity is natural?
Oh yeah, you'll get used to it.
By the way, sir, take my advice. Don't wake the other androids.
Why not?
If they've been programmed, they'll terminate you.
Alright, Oh, do you want to give him a new name, or... I think we don't need to
His new name will be Ken, and Ken reminds me of Street Fighter.
Are we close to LINC's core?
Almost certainly, sir. I can sense its presence in a strange and mysterious way.
Like the old man. The pictures in the campfire. He saw it too. The evil beneath the city. And then he died with the rest of the tribe.
This isn't the time for remorse, sir. You must destroy the evil and avenge their deaths.
Thanks for saving me from the android.
My actions were the only logical course. What I cannot comprehend is how an android could behave in such an irrational manner. Why, it was almost as if he was human.
What did he mean by a family reunion?
Since your mother was killed, that leaves only...
My father.
You never speak of him, do you?
That's because I can't remember him.
Can't or won't, sir.
Alright, let's not rename him because...
Never mind.
Because you don't like the name Ken. And let's just move on. It's kind of weird that he just automatically goes for Ken. Let's see,
Well, Ken is an
storage.
android
For
name.
what? I couldn't guess.
Ken is an android name?
And you played Ken on Street Fighter, and you notice he curiously acted like an android, always saying the same things when winning, having this somehow locking himself in the same pose.
That tickles.
Yeah. We have to try this out, I guess,
That tickles.
before it works.
You
Yep.
gotta stretch your hands, man.
Place your hand on that lock sensor.
Oh man.
With
pleasure, sir.
You fool, he's gonna go for the bottom one.
Yeah. Well, it worked.
Hey, Rubberman! What's wrong with you?
I appear to have a problem, sir. My hand has melted onto the door.
I don't like to leave you here.
I'll be free in no time, sir. Have you got an axe?
No, I haven't. Why?
You could have used it to sever my hand.
That's unthinkable. Still stuck?
I'm afraid so, sir. It's frustrating, to say the least.
Never mind.
Set him free with the skeeve.
No, we can't free Joey, sadly. But don't worry, he'll catch up to us. He always does. Okay, now it starts to actually look like you're inside some veiny place.
I don't know. I mean, don't your veins include a laboratory?
No.
When was the last time you went down and looked in there thoroughly?
Alright.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Alright, this is where we have to use the frozen, corrupted tissue.
You mean
We
the
throw
tongue?
it in this non-distinct orifice, and it opens a door, and then it's time for the grand finale. Got any words before we do that? Because it's gonna take up, because we're not gonna be able to talk through that part.
I just want to say, we're depending on you. Good luck.
Oh,
Yes, I poisoned the sludge.
let's just save in case I can still
This could be the second most stupid thing I've ever done.
I can still fuck this part up, so let's I just saved it just to be on the safe side. Okay.
Father?
Notice all the dead
Is that
councilmen.
Robert? Oh, my son. Why did you come here?
I thought you'd be glad to see me.
I did everything I could to stop you. You're in terrible danger. Get away.
I'm taking you with me. How do I disconnect you from the machine?
Listen to me. LINC needs a replacement for my brain. And the best choice was someone related by blood. It sent Reich and his goons to bring you here. LINC killed Reich when he threatened you.
But if LINC wanted me alive, why did it wreck the helicopter?
That was my doing, Robert. I managed to wrest control from LINC for a few seconds. Long enough to cause the crash. I hope to spare you my fate, Robert.
Joey, you're just in time.
I thought you might need a hand, sir.
You said Joey.
Yeah.
I've got a bad feeling
So
about this, sir.
He didn't get renamed.
What happened,
Ken.
Father?
Yeah.
LINC has rejected me. And without it, I'll die.
Help me, quickly!
What do you want me to do, sir?
Time is of the essence, so let's put him in the chair.
Don't want to
Sit
give
in
him the
that
kiss
chair.
of life?
Are you going to plug me into LINC, sir? I hope you know what you're doing.
Would you want an android making out with your dad?
Not making out.
Something is
It's a medical
happening,
procedure.
I think. Yes, I'm gaining control. I found my destiny, Mr. Foster.
Can you ever forgive me, Robert?
For
Ew.
letting your machine kill my mother?
Please, try to understand. It was the greatest experiment ever devised. Tapping the unexplored depths of the human brain. The potential of the subconscious mind.
You fused with this machine deliberately?
It was a well-considered plan, my boy.
Well considered. It was nothing but megalomania.
I had a dream. The fusion process was an apparent success. But the computer shared access to my human failings. It learned of greed, of vanity. It reveled in the power it wielded. I was almost powerless in the hands of this monster.
Which is the monster, Father? The computer or you?
Robert. Oh, Robert. You were my only reason for wanting to live.
Father? Father! Too late. It's over now.
You may cry.
Never.
About the vacancy in the sewage grading plant, Howard. Perhaps we should assign the position to Gilbert Lamb.
This is for the Beavers!
Hello, Mr. Hobbins.
Hello, son. What do you want?
I've come to say goodbye.
You still plan to go back to the Gap?
Yeah, I've had it with city life. I'm certainly gonna miss you both. Why don't you come too?
We got enough to do. Getting Union City back to normal.
I reckon you'll make a great team.
Will you come back to visit us, sir?
I'm not sure about that, Joey, but I'll be thinking of you. Oh, by the way, Mr. Hobbins, here's your wrench.
Thanks, son. I'll need that if Joey gives me any trouble.
Goodbye, friends, and thanks.
Be vigilant.
And that was it. This is probably gonna... The helicopter's gonna zoom into warp speed. There it went.
Yeah. No need for planes.
Man, I love this cheery MIDI music. It's lovely. So yeah, that's kind of cool that they gave you the option of not renaming Joey.
Yeah, I don't know. We did name him Ken last time. We tried to record.
Yeah. But that's kind of interesting that they would, like, include little tidbits like that. It would probably become kind of interesting if they had ever made a sequel, because a few years back they were talking about making a sequel to this game, but I guess it never quite materialized.
You know, Infamous, that game, they took an interesting turn on the whole multiple ending with sequel thing.
Yep.
They looked at the trophy count and they decided it would follow whichever ending more people got.
Ah, well, that's interesting. Well, that wasn't so much that was a really minor thing, but yeah, it's kind of nice that you do have the option of not having to rename him Ken.
Well, you like the name Ken, don't you?
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it, but I do have to admit that it kind of feels odd that all of a sudden, like, at the very end, you would suddenly, like, change the character's name. Beyond that, like, nothing against the name itself. I know a lot of nice Kens.
I mean, like, why, though? Like, they didn't say why. It's a good time for a name change, and why Ken?
Maybe they were just alluding to the fact that Joey kind of changes so dramatically because, you know, he was more robotic, and now he was sort of... Like he said, he was practically human. I just realized, by the way, only like during that final cutscene, that he was talking with the exact same voice as the android guy from before. So it was the same voice actor.
Kinda, man. I mean, you voiced two characters in one thing, haven't you?
Are you kidding? I've voiced like 10 characters in one cartoon.
There you go. Don't complain.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining, but it makes sense because they were making the androids all look alike, which kind of makes me question the whole plan of them infiltrating human society. That kind of seems kind of fall short in my view. But yeah,
I don't know. Some people, there's only so many voices in the world. Some of my subscribers were honestly thought I was the voice of Krillin.
I think they were just joking, but
I don't know. I said I'm not. Someone actually got mad at me. Yes, you are. Shut up.
Yeah. It's also something about these Revolution software games is that they usually don't have a very big voice cast anyway. Especially like in the first two, and also I think in the third Broken Sword games, you will notice that a lot of the supporting characters tend to have very, if not the same, then very similar voices, at least. Yeah.
Next is
I was about to say that I really like these kind of mid-90s adventure games that had this sort of a dark sci-fi feel, because they had the kind of the balls to do a very dark and kind of a personal story. Now they kind of do it just to be dark and gritty. But yeah, there's some very disturbing ones out there, like I have a mouth, I don't have a mouth and I must scream, which is one really good one. But
I don't know.
So anyway,
I don't know. Like,
any final
just a sec. I don't know about that. They sometimes sneak it in, like the Salmon Max. When you start looking into Bosco's father, it gets sort of dark, sort of weird.
Oh, don't remember that part right now.
That's because you didn't play that season yet.
Oh, it's a later season. Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Like, it's season 2.
Yeah, probably should get around
because
that.
Bosco's not in season 3.
Oh yeah. But so yeah, any final thoughts?
It is what it is. Old school, and it's John Barron. Brennan.
Yeah. Charles Cecil is the guy. He's the guy behind. There he is, the director. He's the guy who's also the sort of brainchild. No, not the brainchild. The progenitor of the. No, the creator of the Broken Sword games as well. But anyway, yes, this was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. And this is Hannu the Hande Mäkinen signing off.
Well, before you go, how about a little hint as to what your next Let's Play will be?
A little hint. Well, it's going to have monkeys in it. I guess I don't need to say much more. But anyway,
you heard him. He's playing Zack and Wiki.
I do have that. Maybe I should. No, probably not. But anyway, that's all for me for now, and see you on the next one.
Yep, that's it. StaleTime.net, signing out.
Bye.